Simone Biles slid into who is now her husband's DMs to initiate their relationship. And apparently, he didn't know who she even was. Can you believe that?
Cap.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know about that
Wow.
Maybe not all the details, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if he never heard of her at all.
Simone Biles and her husband, Jonathan Owens, met on Instagram. So, successful relationship apparently from Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
She reportedly slid in his DMs and was very impressed that he didn't know, I guess that's supposed to say who she was. So he didn't know who she was.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Cami is calling Cap. She's like, nah, it's no way. And I think that it's very likely that he didn't know. I mean, you'd be very shocked. She's the top gymnast and very well known, news name all over the place. Amazing, very talented, just a legend. But it's very possible that he didn't know because it's not like the NBA. It's not like the NFL or something like that. So I could definitely see that being the case. But what we really want to discuss is her sliding into his DMs. Now, we are very much inclined toward traditional values and men going, shooting their shot to women, men approaching women and things like that. However, I want to have the conversation and talk about her shooting her shot. I want to give my perspective on this, and then I'm going to let you chime in and see what you think.
Okay.
Because we got somewhat of a dynamic that might be not similar, but it might tie in a little bit. But I don't know. We'll see where the conversation goes. But This is my view on women shooting their shot at guys. I personally don't have an issue with women shooting their shots at guys. Now, that might come as a little bit of a surprise, but this is how I feel. I don't mind a woman shooting her shot, sliding in DMs and all of that. I think when we talk about shooting shots, I use the basketball analogy where it's like, okay, there's all type of shots you can shoot in basketball. You got a layup, you got, a free throw, mid-range shot, 3-pointers, half-court shot sometimes when the shot clock is going down or the quarter is going to end. Okay, all these different type of shots, right? And what shot should a woman take is what I'm more so interested in. So I don't mind a woman initiating conversation, initiating a dialogue with a guy that she has some type of interest in. But I think sometimes instead of women just doing a layup, just, starting up small talk and stuff like that, I think going for the 3-point or the half court shot, which if you look at all of these different shots we're talking about, the percentages go lower and lower the further you get away from the rim.
That's good.
And the same thing in this conversation where it's depending on the type of shot that you shoot, sometimes you just need to go for the layup or slam dunk. You know what I mean? There are certain people, there's certain type of approaches that I think are not healthy for a woman. If you're just sliding in a person's DM just because you're like, oh, this seems like a nice person, I'm going to, say hey to this person. I think he was a fellow athlete himself, so it's probably more of an open door because there's a commonality there. But my whole thing is be mindful that as a woman, how that could come off sometimes, but be careful that you're not shooting half-court shots and you're not just taking shots that just completely are not healthy, not with the right type of guys. That's where you get taken advantage of. That's where men start to see that, oh, she, I got her right in the palm of my hand, stuff
She's
like
desperate.
that. So that's my thoughts on it. What do you think about her doing that?
Y'all, I have no problem with it either, actually.
Okay. That's a shock. I thought you might have an issue.
We're not talking about she proposed to him. We're not saying that. She just, shot her shot. And, just get to know him, hi, things like that. I don't know what that conversation was. But I'm just saying, no, it's no problem with that. Just starting that conversation. If he really had no idea who she was, like you say, he didn't, then that's good. Now he's aware. He did a little research. His people did some research, things like that. And he got to know that she was a good person. If she didn't do that, right? He would have never thought to probably look her way or things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's no issue. No, you talk about us. I feel like you're saying how, so, we met in college and we already knew each other. We was already involved with our campus ministry at the time. And
it's commonality.
Things like that. So we already knew about each other, things like that. But it was specifically one Thanksgiving break where I just decided, let me just start texting him, just to get to know him a little bit more. Because the things we did was just really about the ministry. I didn't call him a really cool guy friend or things like that. We kept it really professional.
Yeah,
I just wanted to know.
Just so happened to have each other's number because of mutual commitments and things like that.
Exactly. And so I was just like, I just wanted to get to know him a little bit more because I just all of a sudden, y'all, we'll talk about our story. Just started noticing him and just like, wow, he's this real man of God, and he seems like really sweet and things like that. And just like,
Yep.
So I just was like asking him small talk, like, oh, what you doing for break? Are you helping your mom cook for Thanksgiving? Things like that. So
Exactly.
I did reach out first during that specific break. But y'all, I got the ring and stuff too. So it was worth it.
There you go. Yeah, so the bottom line is, I don't think some people get real rigid about this. To me, this is just, human interaction. Someone sees somebody that is of interest, whether it's in a sense of like a potential partner, or in the context of like, hey, this might just be a cool guy that's worth getting to know, because they might be someone I can be cool with on a friendly level. And I'm a big proponent of friendship personally. I think it's a big deal.
Definitely start off.
I think it's definitely good. But that's why I say the only distinction I make is, hey, be very intentional about the shots you're taking. Think about the shots that you're actually going to make and what is actually practical for you. But if you're just shooting the toughest shots that you have no business shooting, that aren't even for you, you're going to run into some problems.
Yeah, shout out to Simone Biles, man. She reached out, and then look at her now. It's like,
yeah, that's crazy. That's amazing. And to see that they're married too, I mean, that's great. Like, you can't really have a problem with that. I feel like it's a good thing. And that's kind of like what we're about. We're big on marriage. We're big on successful marriages and sustainable ones and things like that. So those are our thoughts on this. We hope you enjoyed this. But before we head out, do us a quick favor. Like this video, it costs you nothing, and subscribe to the channel if you want more content on relationships, marriage, dating, all of those different things, and just traditional values, and bringing that back to the forefront of the society we live in. So we hope you enjoyed this, and let us know your thoughts.